Hello there.
Hello there.
Welcome to Corellian Chinwag, part of What If Qui-Gon Didn't Die podcast. My name's Jamie,
And I'm Shaun.
and this is an episode. This is a series of episodes where we just catch up with each other, and we just chat smack and cheese.
Chat, smack and cheese. It's caught on, baby. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We actually recorded the last batch of podcasts only a few days ago, so it's quite a recent thing.
There's not much really to catch up on, is there? But
No, but we've had a whole weekend, so
we have, yeah.
You never know. Maybe we've done something in the meantime.
Yeah. What have you been up to then?
So since we last spoke, I went to London on Friday,
Oh yeah.
and I went to see the Accidentally Wes Anderson.
Oh yeah. You
Exhibition.
said about that. Yeah. Was it good?
Yeah, really good, really good. Lots of pictures. It's basically like a photographic tour of places.
Oh okay.
Shot in a very specific style. Great colours, great sort of composition. That's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a look if you're into that sort of thing. But we did that. Then we had. I'm going to go through the entire day. Why
yeah.
not?
Go on. Go through it. Or walk me through it.
So we went there. After that, we were going to go to just off Borough Market. There's a Korean sort of exhibition. It's kind of hard to describe, but you go through and it's like an art installation kind of thing, and it's.
Oh, I think I've heard about this.
Yeah, you go through different rooms, and it was interesting. But on the way there, we're looking for somewhere to eat, just to bring us straight into food.
Bang into the food chat.
We were looking for a bakery.
Okay.
And so we had a little wander around, and we were unsure what we were going to do, what we were looking for. We thought we needed some sort of sandwich or something like that, but it's not always easy. Anyways, we're walking along. I think we were in Chelsea or Kensington at the time. We stumble across Old Dutch pancakes.
What?
And yeah, I've never, and this might be surprising, but I've never had a savoury pancake before.
No, aren't you?
No, always sweet. Always for Shrove Tuesday, good old pancake day. So always sweet, lemon sugar, Nutella.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling fancy, I'll stick some strawberries in there as well.
The classics.
Always the classics. But never had a savoury one before. And we went into this place. I looked, as a cafe or restaurant often does, has a little menu outside.
Yeah.
We stopped and had a look and went, yeah, all right.
This is the one.
Yeah, so I went in there and had an eggs Florentine pancake.
Wow.
And it was proper good.
That sounds really nice, to be fair. I do like a savoury pancake.
Yeah.
With the old bacon and sausage and stuff on there. It hits differently.
It did. And it was massive as well. I think they said it was about a 15-inch pancake.
15-inch
Well, yeah,
pancake.
but remember, it's quite thin, isn't it?
It's thin, but you got all the toppings in that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
There's quite a lot of food to get through. Is it just one pancake or?
Yeah, one big pancake with all the toppings on the top, like a pizza almost.
So it's not stacked like American pancakes.
No. It's more crepe.
Crepe style.
Yes. Yeah. So that was proper good. Yeah, old Dutch pancakes, I think it was called. Once again, well researched, well noted down, so I can pass this information on. But
well remembered. Just as we were saying before about how we always have a plan in place for each recording.
Yeah, but I'm starting to doubt our plans. So we had that, and then we went on to this Korean place off Borough Market, and it was sort of an awkward time of day because we'd done this Wes Anderson thing was about it was 11:30, and we got out of there just after 12. And then by the time we'd finished eating, it was about 1:30. Now we didn't have to get the train until 7:20.
Oh, okay.
So we had quite a lot of time. So we booked to go to this Korean art place as well, it was good. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was a lot of bright colours. It's quite sensory, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And by the time we got that done, we still had like 3 hours to go before the train, and we didn't really know what to do. And we weren't really hungry because we'd eaten.
You just had that crepe.
Yeah. I could have eaten, I suppose, but I didn't really want a full meal.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we just sort of end up walking around. We went to the Tate Modern.
Oh, okay.
We dropped in there for a bit, and both Jerry and I sort of looked at each other and were like, "What is that?" I don't get it.
Modern art, not modern. Like,
I mean, I enjoy art. I enjoy certain aspects of art.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that's in there it's so abstract, or it's nothing.
Yeah.
And both are considered. It is considered art. It is art. I can't deny that. It just, when you look at it, it's hard to see it objectively when you don't really understand why it exists.
Yeah, harder to absorb and make information about it.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't grasp why.
I
exactly.
Guess.
Yeah.
So
that's more. That's why they call it modern art, though, isn't it? Like it's not vintage art, which is just a painting, or
like classical stuff.
Classical art, or even Warhol stuff. Like even that now is classical because you can identify what it's supposed to be. Whereas newer stuff, I see where you're coming from there.
Yeah, some of the ideas are cool. It just didn't
scratch the itch.
Yeah, and so we walked around. I think we were both tired at that point. We'd been on the train, and we'd walked around a few places already. We'd walked around it felt like half of London. Obviously,
it's a long day doing a day trip to London because there's so much walking.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're tubing it from A to B, you still got to walk.
Yeah, we got the tube a couple of times, but it just
takes an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not envy you.
Yeah, I mean,
I always get tired.
It's not my favourite place in the world, that's for sure. But I'm thankful that I was able to go. Sherry got the tickets for the Wes Anderson thing, which is what we really went for.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we just had a few hours at the end where we were sort of scratching our heads, like, what do we do now?
You couldn't get the train early?
Well, because it was an off-peak ticket.
Oh, I see.
And we looked it up.
Times to finish.
So it was just 7:20 was the time.
Oh, I see.
So we just hung around and
grabbed a cup of tea or something.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little trip in for a few little snacks.
Yeah.
And that was it. Good to go again.
Yeah,
long day.
I always feel when you come back from London, I always say this to people, like, I need to have a shower. Because I'm a country boy by heart. I know we live in Andover, it's quite built up, but actually, when you get back from London, you sort of want to wash it off.
Yeah, no,
do you know what I mean? You have to have a shower and be like, right, let's just get London off me because it's nice to visit, but I don't want it like in me pores.
Exactly. No, 100% right. It's it is. There's something about it that is kind of. I don't want to say it's grimy or dirty, but it kind of is. And maybe that's just from an outside point of view. Yeah,
this is the thing though, because we don't live there, we see it as this like the big smoke almost, and when you go there, you're like, oh, it's really, really busy here.
Yeah.
But to other people, like my sister, who's pretty savvy with cities and stuff, she goes, it's all right. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just people. Whereas I'm going, I feel a bit claustrophobic here, even though I'm stood in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100% the same. But it is all those people. You can be going down a road in the middle of nowhere.
And there's thousands of people walking around.
Where are all these people going?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Yeah. Definitely have to come home and wash London off. Yeah, and I'm always knackered at the end. I know what you mean by that as well.
Yeah.
Like I walk a lot, but when I've walked around London, I always get home and I think, Jesus.
Why do my feet hurt so much?
Yeah, my feet ache. And I've done less steps than I normally do.
Yeah.
But it's just so much more on your body.
It's just different, isn't it? It's just different.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm just wearing my normal trainers, but yeah. I do like it for a visit, though.
Yeah.
And I always see something new, and I always think, oh, that's pretty cool. This is why it's London. There's like these kooky little shops and all these sort of like weird restaurants. There was one my mate took me to. It was like a bagel place. Is it bagels? Yeah. It's like a bagel place. Yeah. It was run by two brothers. And the queue's out the door all the time. But then because the brothers had a disagreement in like the 50s or something, there's another shop two doors down, and that's bagels as well. They're basically the same shop. But
I love that.
But it's just obviously they're both named differently.
Is this like whose cheesecake shop opened first in New York?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Was it Big Tony or Little Tony? Who knows?
But yeah, stuff like that in London, yeah, and I totally agree with you. It's knackering.
Yeah.
But always worth a visit. People, tourists, enjoy it. Or just go to Trafalgar Square and take a photo of the big lion. Oh, we're not allowed to sit on it though. Get off of there.
Yeah, it is good to go every now and then, but it's just if for no other reason to remind you why you don't like going.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you get home, you go, "Oh, my quiet little house."
Yeah.
In the outskirts of whatever this sort of place
so
is.
glad to be home again.
Yeah. Because people who live in London, I had some mates who live there. I've still got some mates who live there, and it's very much because you assume, because obviously we grew up. I'm going off on a bit here on a tangent. I'm going off on a tangent a bit here, because we grew up watching stuff like Friends.
Yeah.
And they live in apartments, and it's really, I know it's New York, but it's really busy, and they try and make it sort of seem a bit Londonish because obviously loads of people in the UK are watching it, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, like, it's nothing like that. These mates of mine live in this flat, and it is just like the council don't care about it.
No.
It's on this little arsehole road somewhere, and is, off of a main strip. But it's like it's a different planet down there.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, just round the corner is a nice coffee shop and stuff. It looks nothing like it does when you look at Instagram photos of London.
No.
Because it's just this horrible, dingy. It's run by really nice people, but London itself, just, unless you're on the posh strip, it's not very well looked after.
No, it's so huge though. How can it possibly be looked after?
But this is it, yeah. And I think when my mates first sort of moved there and they were talking about, I'm going to go to London and do this, do that. I think it's that thing where I mentioned Friends because I think they thought it was going to be a bit like that.
Right.
You see? And it was all going to be fun and like everywhere's sort of cleanish, and like able to be accessible and stuff, and London just ain't. Not to blame anyone or blame London for the way it is. It's just my opinion that, yeah, it's good for a visit, but...
Not for a stay.
Yeah, that's it.
Fair enough.
And the pigeons are violent as well. I've seen. I was there once, right? And there was this, and I stopped in this McDonald's for a cup of tea because we did have a Premier Inn booked because I was doing the dungeons for a birthday one year. Quite good actually. Again, for a visit, the dungeons are quite good. And we were in this McDonald's having a tea, but it's obviously really busy in there because there's a million people trying to get a cup of tea and a burger and whatnot. So this poor girl sits outside. Now, there was one pigeon there, and it was brazen, right? And it literally walked up to her, nearly pecked her hand, trying to nick a chip. And she's on the phone in one hand, saw a burger and chips on the table, trying to swat this bird away. Next thing you know, I took a sip, and obviously lifted my head up a bit to sip the tea. As I lowered my head, there's 100 pigeons. She's got a hood over her head, backing away, and they've literally mobbed her.
No way.
And she's dropped her phone on the floor. The packet that the chips sit in is gone, and the chips have sort of exploded where they've pecked the package away. The burger is in bits, but it lasts like in the blink of an eye, it's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, and this girl just sort of looked inside, and the security guard was just like, "You're not getting another one. Shouldn't have sat out there."
Yeah.
Like, and mobbed, and I was like, "I don't like it. The pigeons are violent."
It's usually seagulls.
Yeah, this is it. But these, and she weren't the only one because I was sipping me tea, and another bloke tried, but he gave up in the end. He sort of threw his chips on the floor, but grabbed his burger and almost ran off, so that the pigeons were distracted. But
throw them some baked.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was like, oh God, believe the pigeons are violent here. Can't be staying here too long. It's a funny story. I should have put it on the old what was it? Not Trivago, the little TripAdvisor for the Mackies. Yeah. The pigeons will have you.
So how's your weekend been?
It was good, it was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
64 years old.
Wow.
I look about 24, so that's good. Don't feel it though. It was good. So I went axe throwing in Southampton.
Yeah. And how was that?
Lovely place. I've been telling people like to not judge it when you go upstairs,
Right.
because it's basically 2 rooms with like 4 batting cages in,
Yes.
but for axe throwing. And you think, oh god, it's a bit dingy up here, but it's really not. The people in there are lovely.
Yeah.
It's on my Instagram, Axology it's called. Little place, and you ring the old doorbell and they let you in, and you have a little. And the good thing I liked about it was, you had like a 5-minute safety brief, and he showed you what to do.
Yes.
It wasn't, and you had to sign the waiver, obviously. And it, and he basically says you need some common sense here. If you're going to be silly, sort of don't do it,
Yeah.
because it is dangerous. But yeah, the introduction and the instructions were quite short, because after him showing us, he was like, "I'll sit down. I want to see you do it quick, and then I'll leave you be. As long as I know you're going to be safe, I'll let you crack on with your games."
No, that's good. Yeah.
Obviously, if you had like 16-year-olds, he'd probably hang around a bit longer. But it was me, my dad, and my partner Katie in that. So, but yeah, it was so fun, because like you want to be good, because you obviously see Vikings and you see all the TV shows where everybody's throwing axes and all this type of stuff, and you go, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
But it's really hard. Like, I've done it before. My dad hasn't.
Yeah.
And he was better than me. And I was like, I've done it before. I know what to do. And you still got doing better than me. And then I'm trying hard and I just can't get it for the first couple of goes. And there's this dude rocks up. He's obviously on a date next to us. And he's basically got one hand in his pocket. And he says, I've never done this before. Every axe hitting the target. It's not dead centre, but he's just flinging it and it's going in the wood. Whereas mine's pinging off the wood, hitting the floor. I've got to do it 2-handed and get some real power behind it.
Yeah.
For it to actually, stick in the board. And I was just like, oh, you absolute. What's going on here? I'm not having that. Even though he's built a bit more than me,
Yeah, he's showboat, and he's definitely done it before.
Yeah, of course he has. But by the end, I had got the knack of it and one-handed as well.
Good.
So I was like, yes, this is what I like. And there is a picture, and I did get it dead centre. That was me doing that.
Nice, very nice.
I didn't win the little games, but yeah, great time that.
I do think that it's less about how strong and powerful you are. It's definitely a
technique thing, yeah. Because I'm only little and I managed to get quite a few good things in there. I'm not very strong type of bloke. I'm a bit stocky, and the bloke next to me was built up.
Yeah.
And by the end, we were sort of getting the same. So it is more technique. You've got to sort of relax.
Yeah, you've got to get comfortable into it, and then it just comes. It just comes easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, because your brain instantly adjusts to the weight in your hand, and you find you might be holding it a bit too far up the shaft.
Yeah.
So you need to hold it a bit more down, and then as soon as you release it, you go, "Oh, I've sussed it."
Yeah, I think a little flick off your little finger as it comes out.
You're not allowed to flick. The flick does not work. For me anyway.
No.
When I flicked it, it just went straight down like a sack of spuds.
Oh, it's just to get a little bit of spin. That's all. Not anything crazy.
Oh,
but just as you throw and release, your pinky just comes up a touch just to give it that little.
Maybe I'll take you, and we'll see.
That'd be good. I'd like to go.
It's definitely worth it. I've been saying to people at work today to, because value for money. You get an hour, and you think if there's a group of 3 or 4 of you, that's a good 15 minutes each at least of lobbing these axes. And you don't want much more, because if you don't do it every day, your body, you're using muscles you don't normally use.
Yeah, that's it.
So like your chest muscles and your elbow muscles. If you drive a lot for a living, you don't use their muscles a lot.
No.
So they will hurt.
Yeah.
So I think an hour for a little game with a couple of mates is actually quite good. Yeah. I can't remember how much it was because I didn't pay for it. But yeah, definitely cool. And it does make you feel good when you get a few good shots. You're like, I am Ragnar. I am Ragnar Lothbrok.
Well, fun fact. Perhaps not that fun, but it's definitely a fact. I went axe throwing. I've only done it once, but it would have been 4 years ago this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Samesies. Where did you go?
It was Sherry's birthday, so I took her to Poland.
Oh, nice.
And we did the axe throwing there. I was sick the entire week. I wasn't well. But this was 2020. This was January 2020.
Oh, the big time.
And I think I was one of those people. It was like I had COVID before I realised. I think I probably did
Yeah.
because I was rough as anything the entire week.
Yeah.
But we did everything. I booked the entire week, planned all sorts of stuff, didn't miss a single thing.
Good lad.
It was one evening, which happened to actually be her birthday itself, and I just couldn't do anything. I just fell asleep. I was done.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we didn't miss a thing.
No, that's good though.
Which I'm really happy about.
Yeah.
Because I could have quite easily just
called it off.
Sat in the hotel the whole time, and just can't, feel rough.
Can't even breathe.
Yeah. I was on the ibuprofen. I was on the paracetamol, mixing them up together, just trying to sort of find
double dosing.
Just trying to find some sort of energy and some sort of relief
from it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a really good holiday, but also one of the hardest holidays I've had to do.
You worked hard during that. I hope you got a pat on the back and a well done. Well done, sausage. You did really well this week.
Yeah, so that was it. But I really enjoyed that axe throwing then when I did that. And I would do it again.
Yeah, and it's so close as well. And the difference between that place is, some places where you go, it's obviously the area where you've gone is made for kids. So the axes are a bit blunter. They're not as heavy.
Yeah.
So I found when I did it in them sort of places, obviously they're trying to be really safe. You have a longer instruction. Somebody's watching you and they're constantly telling you, don't stand like that, because they want you to do it a certain way to be safe, which is really good. Don't get me wrong. To be safe is good. But in this place, because it's more adult orientated, and you
sign a waiver. If it bounces out and
you sign the waiver,
off, then that's up to you.
And if it's bounced out and hit you or another person in another party, you are basically throwing it backwards. There's no way it can bounce out because the floor's also covered in like wood. Yeah. So when it hits this broken up wood, it literally sinks into it.
Oh, okay.
So it's for a simple, effective way to keep you safe, it's really good. So yeah, and I preferred it then because, like I say, the axes are a little bit sharper. You could tell.
There are some occasions in life when it doesn't matter how old you are, you go to places and you work in some places even, and they treat you like children.
Yeah.
Like they have to spell everything out and just be like, this is what we have to do, this is how we do this, and if you don't do it this way, then and
you lose time basically because you haven't done it the way they've said.
And it just kind of sucks all the fun out, doesn't it? You like that lack of instruction sometimes because you feel free enough to just go, right, well, they trust me to do a good job here.
Yeah.
I'll throw this axe and it'll stick or it won't.
Yeah. But
I'm not going to throw it like an idiot because at the end of the day, this is a couple of kilograms of axe.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt if it comes back. Yeah.
Even though I've got my walking boots on, it'll go through them boots.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I could chop a finger off in that. Don't get me wrong. When I did it before in them other places, because I did it with a mate of mine, it was the only thing sort of local. It was still really fun. It was just it just hits a bit different when the guy goes, right, you all seem to be okay with it here. I'm going to be over there if you need me.
I'll be on my cup of tea.
Yeah, and I'm watching this, I've got another group coming in, so if you need me, come and get me. Because then you're not feeling pressured to constantly try your best and try and hit this thing. And because you need to find your rhythm. So even though they say, right, put your throwing leg forward, so if you're right-handed, you sort of want to keep your right leg a bit forward.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, just to have your body in that sort of angle. And if you don't do it a couple of times, nobody's there reminding you because you got to do it.
Yeah.
But you need to sort of adjust the weight of your body to then do it, if that makes sense. So it's really nice. I can't fault the guy who sort of run our session. Because he was quite chilled. He was very funny. A bit blue in his thing, but we were all adults. So when he was giving his instructions, it was like he was having a bit of a joke, Yeah. But when kids go in, he's obviously a lot more, professional. But he could tell that we were there. We had the common sense to have a laugh with him.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely recommend. And then we went to walked around Southampton for a bit. Had a little bowl of food. in a little joint called Coroco or something like that.
Okay.
Like you get a little. It's like they basically just give you a bowl and you're like rice or noodles, and then you can have a topping of what you want.
Oh, nice.
And it's just like a set price. Really nice, quick, cheap, hot food because it was quite cold that day.
Yeah.
And then we just went to the pub and had a few little drinks.
Sounds ideal.
Yeah, nice little birthday. Walked home, went to bed, done.
Sounds very nice.
And then as per, cooked a roast on Sunday.
Why not?
Why not? Cooked a roast on Sunday.
You can't not cook the roast on Sunday.
No, this is it. Yeah.
Your nan would have you.
Yeah, she would. I'm not cooking it.
But I'm definitely having one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'd get home and all the stuff would be in the freezer. Oh, what's happened here then? Oh, we went out because you weren't here to cook it. That's what it'd be like. But yeah, no, really nice, and yeah, even if listeners don't think it's for them, it's that thing of at least try it once with axe throwing, or what else is it, like, the sort of tree climbing stuff, or the zip lines and all of that stuff like we want to wear in your kitchen, like the bungee jump, not a bungee jump specifically, but like the zip lines or stuff like that.
Controlled fun,
like give it a go.
Yeah,
Even if you don't think it's for you, because you might find there's a little spark in there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And you'll enjoy it, I mean, I know I do. I love that sort of stuff. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'd zip line.
Yeah. I like a zip line.
Yeah, I would do most things. Hot air balloon's really cool.
I'd love to do it. I haven't done one, and I really want to do one.
I did one some years ago now. I want to say maybe 2010-ish. And we took off in Reading.
Yeah.
So I used to live in Reading. And it's just the most serene, calm, peaceful experience. And you float up. You sort of bit of hot air going in.
Yeah.
You feel warm. It's cold, but it's warm because you get the flames.
You got the flame there,
Yeah. And then the one I was on, you got a little bit of champagne as well, which was nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. And then you sort of float across a bit. And then you sort of sink down, and eventually you land in the farmer's field and tie everything up really quickly and get out of there.
Because you haven't asked him if you can park in his field or not.
There's no way of asking, is there? You just you come down where you come down. Because
you go down with the wind, don't you?
Yeah.
I've always wondered that, because is there enough gas in the tank? Say you're over a little town or something. You're like, I can't just land here.
Oh, I would imagine
that you think there's enough in the tank to just get you somewhere else.
I imagine when you do these proper tour type ones, they check the direction of the wind for a start.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a time, so they'll know that if the wind is blowing at this speed, at this altitude, you will probably travel this far.
Yeah.
And then how much gas we've got will, if we end up somewhere we're going to get stuck or it's going to be difficult, they'll always have extra.
Yeah.
You're not going to suddenly run out and be like, right,
we're sinking. we're on Asda's roof.
Yeah, we're in a hot air balloon, but it's not really like the air can't escape here.
Yeah, yeah.
It requires the heat to keep it going. So if that heat starts to dissipate, then you're going down.
You're going down,
and so you need to make sure. But there's also a time limit, I think. So they have to try and get to a certain point, and then go right.
We're going down now.
And soft landings.
Because a car follows you as well.
That's right. Yeah.
So you can go back.
Yeah. So there's a car with a trailer on it, and I think there's another car as well, depending on how many people are going to be in. But yeah, everything just gets packed up on the trailer.
Chucked on the trailer, and back you go to where you've parked your car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would really like to do one.
I'd recommend it. It's just really nice, and I think you can do it any time of the year, as long as it's not really bad weather.
Yes.
It can be as cold as you like, but as long as it's...
I guess it's got to be clear with a mild wind, because like thunderstorms, no, blizzards, no.
No,
but actually,
rain's not ideal. I wouldn't imagine.
Not ideal, but any other evening or day, yeah. Because you see them around Andover sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, every now and then.
Past Picket 20 sort of way. They go up over there.
Oh, okay.
I think it's towards Lower Wick or something.
Yeah.
St Maryborn way, and then and you see them flying over sort of town and that, two at a time. yeah, it's always been I would like to do that, but then I'm the type of guy I'd jump out of a plane as well, so.
Yeah, which I will not.
I just got to pluck up the balls, because my dad's always wanted to do it as well.
Has he not done one?
No, so I'd want to book it so me and him both sort of did the same flight.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But again, I want to do it, but there's a little bit of me which is going, I don't know if I can be man enough to do it, sort of thing. Not man enough, but have I got the balls in my own self?
I think that the fact that you want to do it is enough for you to do it. Whereas I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But if I end up getting bundled into a plane with very little choice, and I have to jump,
bit of chloroform.
so just make sure I wake up on the descent.
That's it. Yeah, no, you missed the whole thing. You've been asleep and you've only just landed. Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, it's not something I've got any desire to do. Maybe in the right situation,
yeah,
I might do it, but I don't want to do it.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I think that's an extreme anyway. So when I said like try stuff to our fair listeners, that's a high end thing.
Yeah,
but like the zip lines and like you said, the controlled fun, the controlled experience is definitely give it a shot. Rock climbing or just like the mini jumps where you're attached to the little rope and you fall off a tree or something, and it's like, actually I'm fine, because it's actually just really, really, really safe. Because it's meant for littlings and adolescents and stuff. But that was my weekend. That were it.
That sounds good though.
Yeah, it was nice.
Very nice.
I'm knackered now though, because I was supposed to have today off, but I went in because it's my day off today. But I went in to help out.
Yeah,
and you do realise that when you're busy all weekend, you go, I could just do with a day. Even though I've had a day off, it's not enough.
Yeah.
You need a day off after your day off, don't you, sometimes? It's like your holidays.
Yeah, especially if you're going to pack activities in.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, it's great to catch up with you.
And you, mate. And you.
And we'll catch up again in a week's time in podcast land.
Yeah, in a week's time in podcast land. 1 week later.
But I know next time you will have more stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah,
something
definitely
interesting. But don't spoil it now.
I'm not going to say out.
Let's wait till next time.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All
and
right.
Until then,
be good.
Look after yourselves and stay out of the sand.